I'm trying to grow out my bangs, so I like tuck them off to the side, but it makes my head look like a spoon. There's a fine line between appreciation and appropriation. You could be a fan of something and appreciate it without appropriating where it comes from. If y'all don't know what a weeaboo is, it's basically someone who tries to assimilate almost to Japanese culture without truly understanding anything about it, and they're like not Japanese at all. And Koreaboos are basically the same thing as Weeaboos, except not Japanese culture, but Korean culture. A lot of people have the misconception that it's white people, but you don't have to be white to be a weeaboo or Koreaboo. For ejemplo, you can be a fan of anime, you could be a fan of K-pop, you could be a fan of hip-hop or rap or anything like that, and you don't have to be appropriating their culture as long as you're respectfully understanding what it's about. But it's those people who think that if they get some sushi and some takoyaki, that's gonna turn them Japanese. It's not. And it's also those people who wear like traditional clothing like a kimono and suddenly they're like a Japanese kawaii princess like Marina Joyce. Like, sorry! You're white. Does she even know what that thing is for? Like, I don't think she gets it. Like, Katie Eggy put on a qipao, which is a traditional Chinese dress, which I just butchered the name for. She put that thing on! And she did a K-pop cover to it. She put on traditional Chinese clothing to do a Korean pop dance cover. She makes this post because everyone was calling her out on it, saying that she knows what it's for, you know, it's traditional, standard, whatever, Shanghainese wedding clothing. I think that's what she said. And I was like, if you know that, one, it's Chinese, two, it's traditional for weddings and special events like the New Year, why would you wear it to do a dance cover in the middle of a public park? You could like K-pop, you could like the music, you could like K-beauty, you could like K-dramas, you could even learn the dances, you could learn the language, like you could learn Japanese, you could learn Korean or whatever, without appropriating the culture. As long as you understand and respect certain aspects of the culture, as long as you know it's not disrespectful because you're educated on the topic, then it's fine. A huge misconception about appropriation is that just because you know what a specific thing is for, like just because Katie Eggy did her research on Wikipedia and found out that a qipao is like traditional Chinese wedding clothing, doesn't mean she can use that traditional wedding dress to do a Korean dance cover. You know what I'm saying? But there's also a thing that people are criticizing. I don't remember their name, but the two African-American girls doing K-pop band. And people are criticizing them. And at first, I'll be honest, I was like, what the heck are they doing? And that's because the only thing I saw was the all K-pop article on Twitter that said like, you know, these two girls are trying to be a K-pop band and they were clearly African-American. And I was like, this is XP edition all over again. But then I saw that video of them explaining what they were trying to do with their band, and I was like, these girls are educated, man. Like, they're educated. It's not that they were trying to become a K-pop band. They were trying to get into that zone so they could educate K-pop artists about appropriating Black culture, and that's something that's so important about K-pop. Like, it appropriates Black culture all the time. People don't understand that K-pop literally came from, like, Western music. It's called K-pop, like Korean pop, but like pop is Western. All these like all the K-pop stars with like dreads or like cornrows or whatever. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious right now? Like, are you playing with me right now? It's like that one time at my school where these white people threw this wig-up party where it's like white plus the N-word. White people went to the party dressed up in stereotypical Black clothing and appearance. Like there was cheetah print, cornrows in their hair, sagged their pants. What makes you think that's okay? Like, even if they got caught, but if they didn't get caught, they would continue to think it was okay. Like, I don't get that, like, when someone goes up to you and says, and you're white and they're white, and they're like, oh, do you want to go to this party? Like, over the weekend, I heard it's like Wigga themed. What makes you think that's okay? What even makes you think the word Wigga is okay? Like, I don't get it. And like, a lot of people also have the misconception that other people of color can't appropriate certain cultures. And like, that's not true. That's not right. Like, that's not right. Okay, Native American culture is also something that's very appropriated. Honestly, I feel like we literally took their land and stole it. Like, can we just leave them their culture? Like, that's all, just a little bit of culture that they have left after we conquered them. As for others, I know that there's this, like, Asian wave going on with, like, anime and Japanese culture and kawaii, wow! I'm not saying you can't like these things, but if you're gonna take a part of that culture and appropriate it and not truly understand what you're even doing with it, like Kitty Eggy, okay, she's like the definition of appropriation. Like, she's a walking piece of appropriation on a stick. Culture appropriation does not have to be intentional. Like, you can have no intention to do harm, but you're still appropriating someone's culture. Hey, if you enjoyed that video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what I should rant about next. If you want to see my previous 2 videos, click over here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click over here. I'm eating cheesecake, even though I hate cheesecake.